Politicians meet Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg's calls for tech regulation with mixed emotions, as some believe ulterior motives lie behind his latest proposal. One America's Tali Latoy has the story.
Several Democrats seem to be keen to the idea of new rules to regulate internet companies in the latest proposal by Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. But some question the move by one of the richest men on earth, claiming it could derive from a self-serving agenda that benefits those on the left.
Well, I've spent most of the last few years trying to address these major social issues that we find ourselves at the center of. So everything from policing harmful content to preventing election interference to making sure that we have strong data controls in place.
Last week, Zuckerberg released a statement calling for governments to take a more active and standardized approach to regulating internet companies.
There was a question of what decisions should be left to a private company to make, especially around things like speech and expression for so many people around the world.
His call for tech regulation has received some praise. Democrat Senator Mark Warner, who has been critical of tech companies, claimed he was glad to see that the era of the social media Wild West is over.
I still think it would be a positive step to demand that companies issue transparency reports around, well, here's the amount of content on your service, or that is every kind of harmful category.
This could also be a way for Zuckerberg and his company to get in front of arguments from presidential candidates like Elizabeth Warren, who will use big tech fears during their campaign. Last month, Warren called for Facebook and other large technology companies to be broken up, which reports show a majority of Americans were skeptical to hear. Meantime, other regulators aren't fooled by his sudden proposal. As FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr said, when large corporations call for greater government control, it's not usually an act of charity. He and others claiming it just calls to policing every American's First Amendment.
All of the laws around political advertising today primarily focus on a candidate and an election, right? So vote for this candidate in this election. But that's not primarily what we saw Russia trying to do and other folks who are trying to interfere in elections.
Now to his calls for greater transparency into political advertising, asserting that the nation needs stronger rules when governing ads about divisive issues.
There's been plenty of rules in the past. It's just that at this point, they're not updated to the modern threats that we face, or the modern kinds of nation-state trying to interfere in each other's elections. We need new rules.
Which feeds into the left's narrative that Russian ads explain Hillary Clinton's defeat. However, just last year, Facebook infamously banned one of President Trump's campaign ads.
I think as we work through a lot of these issues, there are a lot of decisions that I just think people don't want a single private company to be making.
But with the microscope now on the company's actions, it'll be forced to make decisions. However, how those decisions affect each party will also be the subject of future scrutiny. Tali Latoy, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.